Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Plot Genie. I'm really excited to dive into this topic. I love everything about planning, and today we are going to talk about how to set up a wide publishing plan and timeline. So, transitioning from Amazon exclusivity or starting wide from the beginning can feel really overwhelming without a clear plan. That's why today I'm breaking down exactly how to set up a wide publishing plan and timeline so you can reach more readers, diversify your income, and manage your launch like a pro. This video is specifically for self published authors who are ready to publish wide, whether you're transitioning from KU or you're launching your first book. Stick around until the end for a bonus tip on how to maintain sales momentum after your wide launch. All right, let's just dive into it. Why do we even need a plan in the first place? Thank you for the question. Let's dive in. Well, for one, consistency. And if you've been on this channel or in my Facebook group or you've taken any of my courses, you will know that that is my favorite word. Wide publishing is a long term strategy, it's not a quick fix. A plan helps you stay consistent. The second thing, time management. You'll juggle multiple platforms. Having a timeline keeps you organized and it's going to maximize your reach. A clear plan ensures that you're optimizing your books for different audiences and retailers. So think of wide publishing like farming. I know you guys love my little comparisons. You're going to plant the seeds, nurture them over time, and eventually you're going to see steady growth, right? But before diving into platforms and timelines, define your publishing goals. What do you want to achieve? So here are some common, like wide goals that that even sounds right. But here are some common goals that might help trigger something inside of you in order to get the ball rolling. So increase your monthly income beyond Amazon royalties. Reach international readers through platforms like Kobo and Apple Books. Get your books into libraries for passive income. Build long term sales without relying on Amazon's algorithm. So set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, almost like actionable, relevant, and time bound. For example, earn $500 a month from Kobo within 6 months of going wide. Okay, so we have our goals. Now we have to decide how you're going to distribute your books. Being wide, you have a lot of distribution options. You can directly upload your books, which basically just means you're publishing them directly to Amazon, to Apple Books, to Barnes and Noble for better royalties and control over your books themselves. Or you're using an aggregator like Draft to Digital, Smashwords, or Publish Drive to distribute to multiple retailers from one dashboard, if that makes sense. Or a hybrid approach, which is what I do: upload directly to major platforms and use an aggregator for the rest. Many wide authors upload directly to these major platforms and they use Draft to Digital for library distribution and the smaller retailers. Do that except for Apple because it's way too complex for me and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So let's dive into the fun part. Let's talk about timelines. Here's where the magic happens. Let's create a timeline for your wide publishing plan. You have to do what's best for your author brand, your business. This is just samples. These are just potential suggestions, right? So 3 to 6 months before going wide, research your platforms and decide on whether you're going to directly upload or use aggregators. Review your current KU contracts if possible, or if applicable, and make notes of when your dates are gonna when you're technically out of KU, because you really have to make sure you check that little box. Or check it so you get out of it, if that makes sense. Notify your readers if you're transitioning from KU, and then set SMART goals or whatever goals feel best for you about in regards to your wide launch. 2 to 3 months before you launch, you can prepare your manuscript and cover for wide formats. If you use something, I know that I have Vellum and it just does it automatically. So it'll give me files specifically for Kobo, Barnes& Noble, Google Play, all of them. Upload your books to wide platforms as long as they are out of KU. Even if, so like, for example, let's say your book is going to be out of KU January 31st. You want to release that new book wide, not new book, but like you want to release that book February 1st. Um, wide, right? You cannot set up a pre-order that shows this book is wide, even if the release date isn't until February 1st. That would be going against Amazon's terms of service. So make sure that when you upload your books, you have already passed the exclusivity point with KU. Set your pre-orders up if that's something that feels aligned with your brand, and make sure you optimize metadata, which are your keywords, your categories, and your descriptions for each retailer. When it's about a month before launch, plan your marketing strategy, social media, newsletter. If you're using ads, then use ads. Schedule promotions on platforms like Kobo if they are able to take you. Just because you going through Kobo doesn't mean you will automatically um like they don't take everybody who applies, if that makes sense. And then engage with reader communities outside of Amazon. During your launch week, announce your book across all channels. Run promotion to drive traffic to wide retailers. I have heard that paid newsletters, especially if you use every link that you have, it's really helpful in order to start building an audience wide. And then use your universal links like the books to read link to make it easier for readers to find your book and all of the platforms that you're part of. And then ongoing marketing post launch, make sure you're monitoring your sales and adjust pricing and marketing as needed. Continue to apply for those direct promotions on Kobo and Apple and Nook, Barnes and Noble, and then continue growing your email list with wide friendly reader magnets, especially if you're doing stuff from BookFunnel. Make sure that the promotions you're joining are not KU exclusive or even a mix of KU and wide authors. Your primary target should be wide authors. Sometimes they'll mention it, sometimes they won't, but if they do, I would avoid anything with KU. And same with your newsletter swaps. If you have someone who is both KU and wide or KU, I would not engage in newsletter swaps with them because their audience isn't going to be good at transitioning over, right? So just keep that in mind. But just remember, wide success isn't going to happen overnight. Give yourself 6 to 12 months to see significant growth, especially on platforms like Kobo and the library system. Okay, so your marketing strategy will look different when you're wide because you're not just focused on Amazon anymore. So here are a few wide friendly marketing strategies. You can use those universal book links that we've discussed. This will create one link that directs readers to all of your platforms. Email list growth, create reader magnets that appeal to readers beyond just KU, and run promotions. Again, utilize those direct promotions, do paid newsletter ads, do targeted newsletter swaps in order to start building your audience and reaching readers wide. If you target international audiences in your marketing, especially in Canada, Australia, and Europe, that's primarily where a lot of these Apple and Kobo readers are dominant. So consider things like that as well. And then once your wide plan is in motion, you'll need to monitor your performance and adjust your strategy. Here's how you can track your progress. Check your sales reports regularly on platforms like Kobo, Apple Books, and Draft to Digital. Track which promotions or marketing efforts are driving the most sales and adjust pricing, keywords, and marketing campaigns based on what's working. Be patient though. Wide sales often start slow but grow steadily over time as you build an audience on your new platforms. And if you want to keep your wide sales strong after launch, create a wide first mindset for your future releases. Set up pre orders on all platforms, promote your universal links consistently, and plan wide specific promotions throughout the year. Something to consider: if you want to take out the work that your reader has to do in order to get to their preferred platform, instead of using a sort of universal link, which is convenient for us, but it might be obnoxious for your readers because they have to click multiple times. And I know that sounds so extra, but I have heard this feedback. What you can always do is, let's say you're launching and you're using your newsletter. If you want to make it easy for them, give them like Amazon, Apple, Google Play, Kobo, Barnes and Noble, and put each link directly to the book there. And that kind of takes away from it, or it takes some of the work out. So that's just something to consider if that's something that you want to do. Anyway, please like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more author tips, and comment below. Are you planning to go wide or are you already wide? And what's your biggest challenge? Let's chat in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with more strategies to help you grow your author business and to reach more readers. All right, take care. Bye.